Hello guys. So if you've ever been interested in creating multiplayer games using Unity, you've probably heard of Unity Gaming Services. I've talked about some of these services in my previous videos, and basically I've decided to create a package to use it as a starter kit for my future projects if I decided to use Unity Gaming Services for my multiplayer solution. So I've decided to share this package with you. You can use it however you want. I'm just gonna show you how to set it up and how to use it. So first of all, let's actually see what it does. This is the editor. I've already got a build. So I'm gonna run the build. This is also the editor. So I'm gonna play the editor as well. So you have an option to log in using a username and password. If you don't have that and it is your first time, you're just gonna sign in. This is gonna create an account for you. So now we have two different accounts. I go to the settings account, I can change my player name, and I also could secure the account with a username and password so I could log in later. Let's also choose a name for this one. So basically that's the account management of the package. That was the authentication part. It has a leaderboards, which basically shows a list of available players. You can see their profile and even send a friend request, maybe block them. We also can go ahead and create lobbies and other players could join our lobby. So now if I go to the lobbies, I can join this one. And basically this is the whole system. Let's actually start this. So this one I started the game. It's waiting for the editor. So I'm gonna start here as well. It's a simple game which you're gonna collect a bunch of coins. So if we collect all the coins, the game is gonna be finished. Let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. So that's pretty much how this package works. Also, we have the matchmaker. Start matchmaking, the same thing here. Start matchmaking, and we'll wait for it to match these two players together. Here we go. I'm gonna start here and start here as well, and it's gonna be the same thing. So that's basically a session for these players. That's it. So let me close that one and also close this one. Now, in order to set up the project, we need to download it from the GitHub repository. I'm going to put the link in the description. We can go to the releases and we can download the last Unity package that is available to download. Now I am going to close this instance of Unity Editor and create a new project. So here is our blank project. First, we need to import a few packages from the package manager. The first package we need is authentication. So we can go ahead and install that. The second package is economy. So install that as well. The next one is friends. After that, it should be leaderboards. Then we go ahead and install multiplayer services. By the way, you need Unity 6 for this project to work, and in the newest versions of Unity, some services like Relay, Lobby, Matchmaker, and some other services has been combined into multiplayer services. So those services are deprecated now, and this is the new one. After that, install netcode for game objects. And finally, we go ahead and install remote config. So once we're done, we can go ahead and inside our project settings in the services, we select our organization. We can use an existing project or create a new cloud project. So let's create a new one. The name of this project is going to be services test, the same name as my Unity project name. So now it's time for us to import the package we downloaded from the releases. So let's go ahead and import that. Here it is, import. Now you need to go to your Unity cloud. So it's cloud.unity.com. You need to log in into your account, and here it is, the project that we just created in the Unity editor. So if we open this, we need to set up a few things. First of all, we go to the player authentication, and by the way, you could add shortcut to your required services from here. So I'm going to go to player authentication. In the identity providers, we can add username and password, and that's it. Now inside the friends, we're just going to follow these steps. So next, and we're going to turn on the friends service. Here in the leaderboards, we need to add a new leaderboard, name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it test. So next. So for the scores, obviously we want the highest score to lowest score. That's how we want it to be sorted. And you could select the rest of the settings however you want. You can read the documentation if you have any questions about this. And we're just gonna go with the default settings and finish this up. So that's for our leaderboards. The ID of our leaderboard is test. So I'm just gonna copy that here in our projects and the tools gaming services starter kit. In the build configurations, here I'm gonna choose test as my leaderboard's ID. Now if we go back to the services, in case we want to have persistent servers in our game instead of matchmaker and lobby, I've added an option so a list of persistent servers could be shown to the user so the user could join them. This is for persistent servers. For example, you want to create a persistent server like DayZ. The other type is session. So that's for other games like Dota 2. So in order to create a list of persistent servers, let's go to the remote config, and here in the config I'm gonna add a new key. I'm gonna name it servers. The type is going to be JSON, and here I'm gonna click next. Here we can add the list of our servers. So I've already created a template for it, something like this. So a name, IP, port, region, players, max player, password, map. So IP and ports are obvious. That's the IP and port of the server. That's a name, whatever you want to have for the server. Max players obviously is the maximum number of players. Password is the required password to join that server. And the map is the index of the here in the resource manager. So if we go to the project here in the resources, resource manager, we have something called maps. So that's map index 0, index 1, index 2. So that's basically how the map is. So you could set that up and submit and publish. Make sure you publish, otherwise the changes are not going to be saved. So I've added 3 servers. We're going to see them later in the project. We can now go to the economy, and here in the configurations, we need to add 2 resources. One is diamond. It is a currency. Initial balance, let's say 10, and it is unlimited. So create that. I'm also creating another one. Name this one gold, and it's also currency. Let's go with 100, and it is also unlimited, and let's create. So you need to create these 2 resources with this exact name. Later on you could change it or add new currencies, but this is the basics you need to do to set up the project. Now finally, let's go to the matchmaker and let's integrate the matchmaker. So it is Unity SDK. Next, I am using Unity 6, finish. So now we can go to the quiz, and I'm going to create a new quiz. So I'm just going to name it map 1. So let's say I want to create a matchmaker that matches 2 players together. Let's create that. So if I open this now, I can go ahead and create a pool for this here using create pool. Let's name the pool also map 1. Timeout 300 seconds. Next. So I'm just gonna go with the client hosting. Next. Let's also name this map 1. This is going to be team 1. So 2, 2, 1, 1. So you could read the documentation about these logic builder. Now let's just quickly move on. I'm going to create this. So the pool and GUI has been created. The name of it is map1. You can create other matchmakers for other maps. So here in the resource manager, I am going to change the matchmaker to map1 for these maps. So index 2 is the scene of this map. Index 3 and index 4. Here in the scenes we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenes. which here in the build profile, we need to add them one by one. First, I'm gonna delete that one, add startup. This is the second one, third one, and you need to add them in this exact order. Now, if we go to the startup, I'm going to play this, and we also need to import the TextMesh Pro. So now try again. We can sign in. Well, it seems we have a problem with the economy. So if we go to the economy, here in the configuration, we need to publish our changes. So back to the Unity, and if we play this now, we have our account. So here in the servers, this is the list of servers we created here in the remote config. If we take a look, here it is. And this is basically how you set up the project. So when you build, you need to consider something here in the tools, gaming services kit, build configuration. If you ever decided to build for a server, you need to change this to server. But obviously, most of the time you want this to be on the client. Also, if you note for building the project, always make sure to change the settings to run in the background when you are building for a multiplayer. Simply we can go ahead and build. So here it is, build is finished. Now if I run it, I can create a new account. Here in the settings, I can change the name of the player. And let's also start the editor. Here we go. And let's choose a name for this one as well and save. And now if I go to the leaderboards, here is both our players. So this is us, this is the other one, add friend. And here in the friends, we should have a new request, which we can accept. So now we have a new friend. So I like to mention a few things here. Let's also test the matchmaker. So we have issue, I guess. Queen name must be 36 characters and contain only... Okay, I think it's because the name of the queen. So in the quiz, I'm just gonna rename it to map 1. So save. So as I mentioned, here in the resource manager, that should do it. Matchmaker, and yep, it's working. So as I mentioned before, this is a project I created for myself, and it took me a while to create it. So I'm not gonna go through the code that I've been writing for this project, and you just have to go through the code yourself and figure it out. Of course, if you had any questions, I will be more than happy to answer you. You can find me in Discord. And also I need to give you a few updates about the Unity services. They used to have a service called Relay. Let me bring up this PowerPoint. So basically when it comes to multiplayer using Unity services, you have an option to have a server, basically an instance of the project will be created in Unity Cloud for you, and your clients could connect to that instance. That's pretty expensive. Let's just forget about that. But Unity has introduced something called sessions. So it used to be called Relay. So basically, this is the Unity Services Cloud. So one of the clients will be chosen as the host, and this is gonna host the game. Basically, the game simulation is going to be running on the host, and the Unity Cloud is gonna work as a relay. So not gonna have any simulations. It's just gonna be used as a data relay. So data is gonna go there and it's gonna be relayed here to other clients, and basically from clients to each other. So that was called relay. But the problem with the relay was if host loses its connection with the server, basically all the clients are gonna lose their access to the host, to the game simulation, and everything is just gonna be stopped. The game is over. So of course they introduced a host migration, I think, but it still needs working. So they introduced something even better. It's called distributed authority. So basically, instead of one client to be host, all of them together are gonna be host. So basically, the authority is gonna be distributed between all the clients, and if one of them gets disconnected, no problem, the game is still continue. Basically, in this scenario, in the distributed authority, the network objects in your scene are going to be owned by different clients. Basically, the ownership of the objects are going to be distributed. So, for example, if you have 10 coins in the game and they are network object, let's say two of them are going to be owned by this, to this, and so on. So that's the good thing about distributed authority. So here in the tools in the developers hub, I've added the option to use relay or distributed authority, but as I mentioned, you need to look into the code yourself. It's not that complicated. It's pretty easy. You could also read the Unity documentation and learn more about these services and what they can do. Obviously, as you might know, Unity services are not free. You need to pay to use some of those services. And by the way, I don't get anything if you use those services. I'm just saying this for your own knowledge. And let's actually take a look. This is the distributed authority. If I go to the editor, show the coins here, the owner client ID is 1, this is 2, this is 1, and as you can see, the ownership of these objects is distributed between both my clients. So if I disconnect the editor, for example, so if I go here, you see that the other client got disconnected, but the game is still going on. So I can continue my game without any issue. Let's collect all the coins. Here we go. And this is pretty good, actually, this new system that they've created. But it still needs a lot of work, by the way. It's not perfect. They're still developing it and improving it. So again, this was for my personal projects, but I thought it's good to share it with others as well so they could have a foundation to build on, basically a starter kit. I hope you find it useful, and please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.